Hey everybody. Okay, so this is tonight's homework. Remember, this came from the 2019 STAR test, which was a couple of years ago. And so these are the questions they had in regards to fractions. So this is a review. We did number 9 in class together, and this is what I want you to do to show your work. So if you have not done it, please make sure you go back and do it. This is going to be counted as a grade. The owner of a snow cone stand used 1/4. So here he's used 1/4 gallon of syrup, and then to make 16 cherry snow cones. He used the same amount in each snow cone. I'm going to block my question. How much syrup in gallons was used in each cherry snow cone? I need to put down what is the author asking me to find. And so for my question, I'm not going to duplicate the whole thing. I just need to know. I can just put down how much syrup was used in each snow cone. Okay, so that's what I need to find out. That's what the author wants me to do. Now I need to go in and look for my context clues. So I'm going to write down what are my facts. I am the investigator, and this is what I need to find. I know that he used 1/4 gallon of syrup. Syrup, that's the way it should be pronounced. And he made 16, I can just put cherry, snow cones. And so this is the facts. What am I going to be taking apart? I know that this is my total amount. Remember today in class, I said that if the total is given, there's only two operations I can use. I'm going to either use division or subtraction. And remember that division is repeated subtraction. If you need to find or solve for the total, you will multiply or add. And remember, multiplication is like repeated addition. So these are the things that you can write when you take your mock STAR test next Friday, your practice STAR test. Remember, it's a dress rehearsal. Get all those jitters out of the way. You can find out what it feels like. You've got 4 hours to take it in. Write these notes on your paper so that you have it. So when your teacher says, okay, you may begin, write down these notes so you don't forget it. What you carry in your head is what you are going to put on paper. All right, so now I know that the total is given. So this is the total amount of syrup. So total of syrup. My goodness, I don't know why that's a tough one for me today. Because I have the total, that now becomes my dividend, and I'm going to divide that by 16 because I had 16 snow cones, and how much of the 1/4 gallon went into each snow cone. So I'm going to have 16 individual groups in my first 1/4. If I do it for the other 3/4, how many total 16ths will I end up having? And so I'm doing my keep, change, flip. This becomes now a fraction of 1/16. Remember that when it starts with a fraction, it's going to end in a fraction. So I immediately can put the 1 for my numerator. And I know that 4 times 16. I can look at my answer choices and I can immediately get rid of 1/4 because I know that's not going to work. And get rid of 4 gallons. I know that's not going to work. So it's going to be 64. So if you didn't multiply correctly, you can easily see what you've got here. I know it's going to be a fraction of 1 unit fraction, so I can get rid of this whole number and it'll be 1/64. So each snow cone got 1/64 of a gallon. You probably didn't get a whole lot, right? So it's just enough to cover the ice. Let's look at this next one. Harold cut 18 and 1/2 inches of rope that was 60 inches long. How is the length of the remaining rope in inches written in decimal form? I see my 60 inches. This is the total that's given. And this is how much he cut off. So if he's cutting something off, not cutting into equal groups, but cutting something off, what operation will you use? I have the key word. I'm looking for my context clues. How much is remaining? And I know that it's going to be subtraction. Remember that I said that if you're given the total, it's either division or subtraction. Well, I'm not dividing into equal groups, so I know it's going to be subtraction. I can draw out a picture, and here is my rope that is 60 inches. He cut off 18 and 1/2, and then how much here is remaining? I got a lot of drawers in class that love to draw while I'm teaching. So now you need to draw on your questions, and you're going to have to show all your evidence. So this is all your work. If you do not show your work, you don't get credit. That's plain and simple. You will be reminded by Miss Martinez, if you're in Miss Martinez's homeroom class or Miss Workman's homeroom class, they're going to remind you to do it. And then we got something fantastic. So you will get rewarded for showing all your work. So please do so. Also, give your brain a break, right? Stop overthinking it where it's overheating and then stressing out. If you start showing your work, it's easier to see your operations. You got to be the detective, and you have to look for those context clues. You also need to know what the author is asking you to do, and we need to find out here's my question, what is the remaining rope in inches? Well, it's already in inches, so I have nothing to convert. So I can also put the length of rope now, and that's after I subtract it out. What is the length of rope now? So that tells me I need to subtract as well. I need to do it in decimal, and then I'm going to put in decimal. There's one of two ways that you can do it. Okay, so I know I'm going to subtract, so I can do 60 minus 18 and 1/2. We've already learned how to subtract out mixed numbers. I have 1/2, can't take anything out of that, so I need to regroup. This now becomes 59. And now, because my denominator is 2, this can be 2 over 2. So what is 1 minus, I'm going to put my 2 for my denominator. Remember, know your denominators. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So that is my new fraction, 1/2. 9 minus 8 equals 1. 5 minus 1 equals 4. So the answer is 41 and 1/2. But it said to do it in a decimal form. So it's going to be 41. And remember, 5/10, it's like 50 cents, half of $1. So it's 5/10. So this is the answer. So the remaining rope in decimal form is 41 and 5/10. Guys, you're going to have to bubble this in. This is just an example of the star question from a couple of years ago, but you're going to have some bubbling to do. Remember that when you're bubbling, I'm going to have my decimal point right here. So you need to make sure that you're putting it on paper so that you can see it. Find your decimal point and find your decimal point here. So when you're you have to put your number on the top. So it's going to be 5 here, because that's to the right of the decimal. To the left of the decimal, it's 1 and then 4. That way you do not confuse it. A lot of you start at the very end and you pay no attention to this decimal. It's super, super crucial that you do. Otherwise, you'll do all this work, and this is the only thing that's getting sent through the Scantron, and you'll get it wrong. So you can miss 4 questions and have it correct, but you bubbled it incorrectly, and it's wrong. So please be very careful. Once you know what your numbers are, then you'll just bubble in. Okay, and that's all you need to do. I'm just pretending that that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 1, and then this is 5. Okay. All right, let's move to the next one. See all the work that I did? That's exactly what I need to see tomorrow. Even though it's a bicycle rodeo, you're still going to be turning in your math assignment. So that's not an excuse. Okay, this model is shaded. See that word shaded? I want you to make sure that you bubble it in. So it's shaded. So I'm looking at this part right here. To represent remaining 1/2, I'm going to circle that 1/2 and write 1/2. Then I'm going to write 1/2 down here. So I have a half of a cake. Can you picture a half of a cake? Everyone's had birthday cake. Everyone has had Mother's Day cake or a Father's Day cake or a cake for fun or a cookie cake, and you take half of that. That's what you have left. You want to share it. There's 3 friends that will each receive an equal amount. So that tells me, uh-oh, equal amount. I'm going to separate it equally. So that's division. This 1/2, that's the total that I'm given. So I put total. Remember, it's either going to be division or subtraction. Total amount of the remaining cake until it is all gone. So here's 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends. So I have 3. You see this word 3? Make sure that you bubble that and put the number 3 on top of it. Every single time you see a number that has been written out, you're going to write the number on top of that. So now I have 1/2, which is my total amount, which becomes now my dividend, divided by 3. So which is the one that's going to be the correct answer? Well, I know I'm not multiplying this because I don't have 1/2 and then there's 3 groups of that. Also, look at your answer. 3/2 is the same as 1 and 1/2. Am I showing 1 and 1/2 up here? Absolutely not. That doesn't work. 1/2 times 6. Well, if you get yourself confused and you say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, look at your answer. This is an improper, which means it is greater than 1. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. Do you see 3 holes? I don't see 3 holes. That means that all of this would have been shaded. 1, 2, 3. So that doesn't work. This one right here, 1/2. And if you weren't quite sure and you got confused and you said 6, is this first one right here? Is that 1/12? No, because you only have 1/12, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. 6, 6 is equal to 1 whole. So the answer is 8. H. Where did I get 8 from? So this is 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, and 1, 6. There you go. This is showing your work. You have a question. You could have written your question. It's how much will each friend get? My facts. So I'm looking for my context clues. Got to look at my facts. I have 1/2 of cake left. And I'm going to share with 3 friends. This is my total. So this is how much I have left. Write down that word total so you know that it's given to you. And then my equation is 1/2. Divide that by 3. I have it here and here, and I can look for it here. I know that I can do keep, change, flip. So it's 1/2 times 1/3 equals 1/6, because I took the 1/2 and I divided it into 3 equal parts, and I have to do it for the other one, so it's 1/6 of the whole 1 unit. Okay? And that's the answer. Remember, if it starts with a fraction, it's going to end in a fraction. So just put your 1, your divided bar, and then 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so let that process. Remember, you can pause me anytime. Oh, the greatest thing about computers. Pause, pause. A lot of you had some difficulty with this one. Lots of people today chose this one here, that you had a total of 72 hundredths. I want you to first of all look at this key, and I can see that here. It already says the hundredths. You see that right there? The hundredths model. So each one represents 1/100th. Is shaded to represent a division problem. Which equation is represented by this one? So here's the model, here's the key. So I'm going to total this up. I have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So I'm going to write my 800ths here. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 times 8, so this is the way it would look like. I'm going to move this out. So this now becomes 8 times 9. That's 72. I moved it 2 times, so I'm going to move it back in 2 times. 1, 2. So my dividend is 72 hundredths divided by 9 rows, and I have 8 hundredths in each row. A lot of you, when you're counting, you're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you see 8 holes there? There's not $8. It's like 8 pennies, because there's 100 little squares to one hole. There's 100 pennies in one whole dollar. So that's another way of thinking about it. So be super, super careful of what you're doing. Okay, some of you did all the work and it ended up having this answer here, but you circled this one. So just be careful. All right, let's look at the next problem. Tommy bought 3 cups of blueberries. Oh, yum. He will eat a half a cup of berries each day. How many days can Tommy eat blueberries before they're all gone? So what's my question? What does the author want me to find out? Right, how many days can he eat blueberries? I have no idea why I capitalized it, so sorry about that. All right, what are my facts? What do I know? What are my clues? He's got 3 cups of blueberries. Okay, the 3 cups, that's my total amount. Guys, write down total. Because the total is given, what operation am I going to do? Absolutely, this is going to be a division problem. Yippee! Are you starting to get it now? And you're going to apply this whole strategy on all your story problems, the short stories, and then finding out what the author wants you to solve. He's going to have a half a cup each day. That's a Y. So I'm going to take my 3 cups. I'm going to divide that by 1/2. And how many days will he use? Okay, I'm going to just draw out so that those of you that are still confused, you can see. This 3 tells me how many cups I have. So I'm going to put that this is 1 cup, and I'm going to cut that in half. So for the 1 cup, I'm going to eat it for 2 days. So 1 cup, it's 2 days. I'm going to draw another cup, and I'm cutting that one in half. I have another 1 cup, and I get 2 days more. And then I'm going to draw another cup, and I'm going to cut that in half. So I have another cup, and that's going to take me for 2 more days. Looking at this, I have 1, 2, 3 groups. In each one, there are 2. So I have 3 groups of 2 in each group. So this is where we get that keep, change, flip, because now it becomes a multiplication problem. 3 times 3 groups of 2 equals 6. So I have 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. So how many days can he eat blueberries? He can eat it for 6 days. And that's how you figure that out. Keep, change, flip. Keep, I'm going to keep my 3 groups. I'm going to flip it because how many are going to be in each group? See my denominator? It tells me how many are going to be in each group. I'm going to have 2 parts in each group. So if I have 3 times 2 in each group, 3 times 2 equals 6. Keep, change, flip. Went from a fraction to 2 as a whole number. All right, I hope it's getting a little bit easier. Fanny uses fraction strips to help her determine the difference between difference. What does difference mean? Absolutely, subtraction. So I'm going to have 5, 6 minus 1/4. And so here's this right here. You can use your fraction strips. I'm looking for the one with the 6, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is, I'm going to use my pencil to shade in and not a marker. Well, oh my gosh, my groceries are going to arrive. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. This is my 5, 6. And then I'm going to take 1/4 away. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm using this right here. Before I can subtract, I need to find a common denominator. What's going to be my common denominator? Well, I'm going to look right here, and I can see that this part right here matches here. This is 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12, 1/12. I had a student that asked today if we're able to use rulers. No, it's going to be one that's provided for you using your reference material chart because there's a rule on the side. But you can also ask for a postcard, index card, or a Post-it note. So if you needed it to line something up like this, you most definitely can. So I know that 1/4 is equal to how many 12ths? 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be equal to 3/12. And I'm looking at my 5, 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See where I have this one right here? I'm going to line this up there, and then this one right here, and this one right here, and this one right there, and this one right here, and this one right there, and this one right here. Okay, so how many 12ths did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 12ths. And I can do that here because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 12ths. Now I can subtract that out, and it gives me 7 12ths. If you had a tough time using the fraction strips, remember that you're going to skip count to find your common denominator. So I'm going to show you this way. 5, 6 minus 1/4. I'm going to circle my denominators. I'm going to skip count by 6 because remember I have to match them up. 6, 12. I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to skip count by 4s. 4, 8, 12. Did I find a match? What I didn't even sound like. Did I find a match? Yes, I did. The match is 12. So how did I get from 6 to 12? It's 1, 2. I multiplied this by 2. I multiplied this by 2. How did I get from 4 to 12? I multiplied by 1, 2, 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. Minus 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And I subtract out 10 minus 3. Oops, I put 3 over 3. Good catch. 10 minus 3 equals 7 over 12. So no matter which one you do, it's still the same. Okay, so you can try either one. This is using the fraction strips. If that confuses you, then just simply find the common denominator by skip counting your denominators till you come to the same lowest multiple. All right, and the last problem for tonight. Dorinda worked for 3 weeks. Oh, wow, so the shaded parts of the model represents the fraction each week she worked from her home office. Which expression can be used to determine the number of weeks Dorinda worked from her home office over these 3 weeks? I need to find the total. So remember, I can multiply or repeated addition. So let's look at this first fraction. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of the 7, I have 3 that are shaded. It repeats the same part. So this is 3/7 and this is 3/7. Remember that multiplication is the same thing as repeated addition. So this can be 3/7 plus 3/7 plus 3/7. But I'm looking over here, I don't see that. I also know that the repeated addition is like multiplication because I'm going to have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So this is 3 groups of 3/7. And my answer is D. So do you see how you did that? If I need to find the total, I multiply or add. So write that down so that you don't forget it. You're going to be using this strategy for the rest of the time before school's out. All right, that's it for tonight. Make sure that you bring it back. It is a grade. I really want you to understand it. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, it is bicycle rodeo, so be ready and good luck to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.